Welcome to the Twisted Irons Get Twisted podcast with your hosts, Zac and Joe. In this episode, we talk non-alcoholic beer with Matt Found. We play golf in the brewery with Dave Markle, and we speak with a couple who's going to get married in our tap room. So grab a beer and let's get twisted. I'm here today with brewmaster Matt Found on the Get Twisted podcast. He is a co-owner of Twisted Irons, and he's also a fantastic musician. Matt, welcome to the Get Twisted podcast.
Yeah, this is awesome. Thanks.
Oh, I know, I did it. Kidding. I'm here today to talk to you about NA beer, hop water, stuff like that for the dreaded dry January that all retailers like us have to deal with. So, what is an NA beer and what are its benefits?
Sure. So NA generally refers to non-alcoholic. In some prints, it's also referred to as NOLA or no alcohol, low alcohol. And what it is it's a malt beverage offering that has nearly infinitesimal or just like barely scratching the surface of alcohol. So to be classified as 0.5%. Mm-hmm. And that way it's deemed, you can officially call it basically a non-alcoholic beer.
Okay.
I would say the benefits are, if you're going through a dry January or if you're just looking to maybe transition to a partially sober or sober lifestyle, I think it adds that belonging, and I can have a beer-like beverage or a malt beverage without really succumbing to any serious issues coming from the alcohol. So I think there's a component of FOMO, but also you're staying sober, and you're still going to the places you want to go and doing the things that you want to do and still belonging.
What who's the, what is this?
Did you see that? Look at that.
What is this? This is why we're called Twisted Irons. So get out.
It's jockage spray, that's what it is.
I put my finger through it all.
So, since it's not, we can't really say it's zero alcohol.
It's not zero, correct.
So,
it's not like a Heineken Zero or Guinness Zero, that's right.
So is something like an NA beer safe for someone who's, say, pregnant?
I mean, it could be. I think talk to your doctor obviously is the best option. Truthfully, 0.5% is less than NyQuil. So I feel like, personally for me, I think it's safe, but I would say talk to your doctor.
Do we have something that's absolutely safe for someone that wants that bar lifestyle, but maybe doesn't want to consume alcohol?
100%. Yeah. So we have hop water, and not only is it no alcohol, it's literally no anything. It's just water, so no calories, no sugar, none of that. It's sparkling water, so carbonated water, and we infuse hops into it to give it a pleasant aroma.
Excellent. And I personally say it's absolutely fantastic, and I can't wait for it to be in cans, which...
Isn't it in cans?
I think it's in cans right now. All right, we'll show you a can in just a minute. So bounce back to NA beer for a second. How do you make one? What goes into that?
There's a couple of different ways you can do this. I will say that sort of the train of the industry in NA for the last 5 years has really been quickening, and I think it's to the point where it's really not going to stop now. This is really a movement. And so there's a couple different ways. Basically what you're doing in either case is you're removing the alcohol from it. So I think 15 or 20 years ago, maybe people were just boiling it off and leaving the beverage behind, and so they boil off the alcohol. Mm-hmm. You could use special yeasts that are bioengineered to produce low alcohol or almost no alcohol. And then I know that there's stuff out there like Athletic Brewing and other VC-funded entities that have proprietary processes, and not really sure what they're doing. I don't think any of us are, but they put a lot of money into it, and by all reports, they're making reputable beverages.
Excellent. So it's kind of like their secret sauce. Let's bounce back to NA beer for a second. Mm-hmm. How do you make one?
Yeah, so there's a couple of different ways. There's proprietary processes that folks like Athletic might use. You could sort of boil the alcohol off. I think that's maybe it was done originally a long time ago. There's also now, thanks to science, bioengineered yeast that produces little or no ethanol, therefore alcohol, in the natural process. So for us, what we decided was the best way was to use a no or low alcohol yeast and employ something called a cold mash. So instead of instead of introducing water to the grain at the right temperature to activate the enzymes that are going to make the alcohol, basically, or make the carbohydrates, we're essentially shutting that off, that process completely, and so we're doing what's called a cold mash. So we basically use like 55-degree water, introduce it to the grain, and then no enzymes are activated, literally, because it's not within that range, and therefore those starches are not converted to sugar, and so they will not become alcohol later on. And so that allows us to get at 0.5 or lower.
Excellent. And one thing it does maintain is a lot of flavor, I noticed.
They are flavorful. Yeah, there's definitely a sweet spot for it, and I think it's an interesting R&D thing for us to work on too, as you know, both NA movements and just sober kind of lifestyles kind of catch on. I think all breweries are going to have to basically get this in their bag as far as what their tools are and how to go about it. But yeah, you have to employ some techniques to get them to remain flavorful and not be thin and not be, you know, just flat tasting essentially.
Right on. All right, so let's talk about beer that's coming up. What's on tap now, or what's coming up next that maybe you're really excited about? And in the NA space, like what do you want to do? Run with that.
Okay, so on tap right now for the NA type stuff, we do have the hop water we talked about a few minutes ago. We also have a stout that's low alcohol. It's 0.5, so really we can classify it as a non-alcoholic beverage.
It's got great taste too.
It does have that flavorful coffee and roast that you really expect from that. We're also introducing another IPA. We've done this once before with a pale ale, but we're doing it like a full-blown IPA, and really pump up the hop flavors. And then finally, in the next couple of weeks, we'll be doing a non-alcoholic sour beer and fruiting that as well. And I think we're hoping that's really popular.
That's cool. That's a first. I've never even heard of that, let alone had one.
They're out there for sure. I think Athletic and others, but probably not a lot from it at the local brewery level. Yeah.
Right on. Look what I got here.
What do you got?
Oh, this is Server Curious hop water in a can to go. And all of our FOMO beers are going to be in cans to go. There's a little label on the side. You can look to check and see what flavor profile it is, and you can take it home and enjoy it at home. So,
all right.
What do you have in your glass right now?
It's not FOMO, but it's the Dragon Fruit Purple Haze Sour.
That's fantastic. And I'm drinking my personal favorite, the Black IPA, which thank you for. Cheers, man. All right, drink up.
All right, I'm gonna walk away with this.
I'm taking this.
What's up, guys? Zach here with the Get Twisted podcast. I'm here with David Markle, one of the co-owners of Twisted Irons. And Dave, where are we?
We're actually in a golf simulator, which is kind of badass.
How would one go about getting into this golf simulator if they wanted to try it out?
Well, I mean, I think it really depends. It depends on what you're looking for. Obviously, it's 23 degrees outside. But it's a lovely 66 in here. I'm in a t-shirt and I'm very comfortable.
It does feel rather nice in here. It also kind of feels like we're in Vegas.
Yes, actually we are in Vegas. We're playing Wolf Creek Golf Club, which is one of my favorites. So,
what options does the simulator have?
Well, so like the simulator has, there's thousands of courses available. You can play Pebble Beach, you can play Wolf Creek, you could play Augusta National in Georgia. There's a plethora of options available, and I mean, you can see how absolutely gorgeous the scene is here. Can I work on my putts?
So besides the fact that it's actually warm in here versus the 23 degrees outside, what other benefits are there to golfing in a simulator versus golfing outside?
Well, so like when you're outside and it's 75 degrees out and you're in shorts and you're having a wonderful day, but you slice the ball and you go, I'm not going to say it on camera, but oh, fuck! There's basically statistical data to tell you why you did what you did. Now, if you take a look at the monitor up here, this is going to show your side spin as well as the face to path of the club. If the club is open while it hits the ball, it's going to go right. Now, if you look at the right column and you look at the side spin, if the ball tends to curve in a right fashion, then you're also adding spin to it. It's mathematical data applying physics to golf, and you're allowed to figure out why you do what you do. and you try to figure out compensating controls to fix those. And then, you're like, oh, wow, okay, that worked. It went straight.
So say I wanted to come in and I wanted to practice my swing. How would I go about booking some time in this golf simulator?
Well, on our website, we have a golf simulator option down there. If you click that, it goes to our registration link where you can purchase hourly, 2 hourly, up to 4 hourly for 4 individuals who can come in and play. We have the capability of doing lessons with professionals. We're going to invite schools to come in for their coaching staff to teach.
Very cool.
Basically give them this data to help them to learn to be better golfers. And you, as an individual who comes in, and we have a driving range, just a simple driving range that's not this, it's not the challenge, it's just a driving range. And you're hitting the ball, you're getting all of your club data, and you get to go, okay, why is that happening? And then you can apply some compensating controls to try to fix what's going on.
That sounds pretty awesome. So why should somebody come to this golf simulator versus any other golf simulator?
Get me a beer!
That's a pretty good point.
The first answer to resolve that is basically good beer. You're going to have a plethora of 16 plus beers on tap that are exceptional quality. It's going to provide you with, maybe a little swing lube. You might need to loosen up a bit. You might be just too tension of the day. Today was too rough. A couple of beer or two might loosen up your swing. So number 1 answer is great beer.
Damn right.
Number 2 answer is this basic room of 30 feet by 17 that is plethora of space to enjoy the environment, to practice your swing, to figure out what's going on, to fix your issues, and become a better golfer. That's it.
What time would I be able to come in?
Well, right now we offer our standard hours during the weekday we open at 5 on Mondays and Tuesdays. We open at 3 on Wednesdays and Thursdays. So those normal standard hours up until closing time are available. But since we opened this, our grand opening, we're beginning to offer 9 a.m.
Oh, dude, that's awesome.
tee times for both Fridays and Saturdays. As people come in and chew up the space, we'll open up on Sundays at 9. Then we'll open up on Thursdays at 9. And if people want to utilize our facility, we'll continue to modify hours.
So you get started a little bit earlier, not only with your swing, but with your drinking?
If that's your forte, then come on in and drink a beer and lube up and swing club.
Yeah, man, I think I could go for a breakfast beer. Speaking of beer, what are you drinking?
This here is a mixture of the triple, all the IBUs and the hazy, which is phenomenal. If you haven't had one, you should basically go get one to check out.
What did we call that one, Dave?
I don't know.
You can make it up right now.
All the hazy IBUs.
Oh, man, and I'm just drinking a regular hazed and confused. Cheers, man. What's up, guys? Zach here with the Get Twisted podcast. Today we are highlighting regulars here at Twisted Irons, and I am here with Kai and Colin. How you two doing today?
Awesome.
Doing good. How are you?
Awesome. Well, I heard that you two are getting married here at Twisted Irons. Can you tell me a little bit about how that came to be?
Who gets married at a brewery?
We do.
We do.
So we decided that we wanted to get married here because we love the atmosphere, we love the people, and overall the beer is amazing. And overall it was just a better choice for us because when we looked around at other places and facilities, decided that this would absolutely be the place where my friends could come, have some pizza, have some beer. Pizza is included. I just want to point that out. The beer here would suit my friends' needs, and it's the best beer in town. It really is.
It's also right down the road from where we live.
You can't beat that.
No, not at all. It's a great atmosphere and a great area where people can really just have a great time and feel like they're at home and be around their loved ones and celebrate us getting married.
And it's very us. It's just a very cool, calm, collected, just, you know, have fun, drink beer, and have pizza.
That's so awesome. You can't beat, like, when you get married, you have to do it in a way that, like, represents you as a couple, and it sounds like you two are doing that perfectly.
Pizza and beer kind of embodies what we do.
True. Yeah.
I mean, to the extent that we actually have your dog on one of our beers, the Walk the Dog. Can you tell us a little bit about how that came to be?
This is Sandwich on the front of this beer can. So this was something we actually didn't choose this. One of the brewers, Matt, decided that he wanted to really put Sandwich on the front of a beer. And when we were talking about it and kind of like going through it, she really wanted to have a dark beer because that kind of fits Sandwich's motif. Do you want to talk a little bit about Sandwich?
Oh, Sandwich is the best. Oh my gosh. So we adopted him from the Newark SPCA. He was 10-ish months, and we had Katya's our daughter. Katya and I had looked at many dogs beforehand, and we went to the last shelter, and we were like, okay, we have time to waste, let's go. And we asked the front desk what dogs are kid friendly, and they said we have 4. So we went to meet each of them, and Sandwich was the only one that like came up to the kennel front, and he was like, hell yeah, this is my kid, like let me in on this. So we went into the meet and greet room, and he was just loving up on Katya. Oh my gosh, biggest dog I've ever had. He's an 80-pound lug, and we just love him. But it was too late to adopt him that day. So Katya and I came home. Colin and his buddy were playing some games downstairs, and I just came in 100 miles a minute. And TLDR, like, this is the dog we're going to adopt. We have to go there first thing tomorrow morning and get him. And so we did. And
not only that, when we adopted him, this was the first place we brought him. We brought him to 3 breweries. So we went to one place, we went to another place, but we were like, we have to go to Twisted Irons last because we need to like really see how Sandwich is at our favorite place. We brought him in here, and everybody instantly fell in love with Sandwich, and we decided, you know what, this is the dog for us. And not long after that, a smooth, mellow 5% beer, I forget the exact percentage, just like came out, and we just love it. And every time it's on tap, I can't help but get myself quite probably too many, but I can't help but enjoy a few of these. It's actually on tap right now, and you can get it in 4-packs. So if you get a chance, you can take a little bit of Sandwich home with you if you come into Twisted Irons right now. So I really recommend trying it and checking it out.
And if you come in, you could most likely get a chance to meet him, and he is the best dog to just sit there and pet. He makes all these funny noises, and he's just, like you said, just a big old lug of love.
Yeah. He sings the song of his people often, but everybody loves it, and he's just the best. He loves everybody.
Yeah.
And speaking of being the first time that you brought him into your favorite place, what are some of your favorite memories of being here at Twisted Irons?
Gosh. Honestly, the first time we brought in Sandwich and he made the noise that he makes, which is very high-pitched for an 80-pound, basically pity-looking dog. And everybody looked over to us and they said, what is that? And we're like, yeah, this is Sandwich. We just adopted him, and apparently this is the noise he makes.
It's pretty great. You gotta hear it to know what it.
Oh, yeah.
It's not something you hear. You have to
You
experience.
have to experience it for
sandwich.
sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
Experience sandwich.
Yeah.
Speaking of experience sandwich, you can come here and get the Walk the Dog Brown Ale, 5% ABV, here at Twisted Irons, on tap and also in cans. Thank you guys for listening. This has been Get Twisted Podcast here with Colin and Kai. Thank you guys.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks.
Where's the dog?
This has been the Twisted Irons Get Twisted Podcast with Zac and Joe. Thank you guys for listening. We'll be back again next month with a new episode.